Now looking for any sort of momentum, and perhaps they've found it. Cedric Mullins leading off, as Robert kind of alluded to. DeRo's details. Give us a little DeRo's details presented by Canvas.
Yeah, I want to dive in on Gunnar Henderson. I want to dive in on Tomoyuki Sugano. I want to dive in on the mountain. This is going to be Oriole-centric on the Canva details. Let's get into it real quick, because we need to start with Gunnar Henderson first. We talked about this. Pause it for me real quick. We talked about this with Arizona. Corbin Carroll's got to play to an MVP type level. That's the type of player he can be. My man's coming off a right intercostal strain coming out of spring training, so it was a slow burn coming in. Young player. Last year he finished 4th in the MVP voting. 37 homers, 21 bags. So he wanted to show up and hit the ground running and carry this franchise. They've gotten off to a little bit of a slow start. Tries a little bit too hard. What does Brandon Hyde do? Let's get Cedric Mullins in the leadoff spot. Let's slow down Gunnar Henderson a little bit. Kind of just change his mindset. Well, he's starting to check off all the boxes, okay? I'm going to take you a couple days back. Game at home against DeRo's. You want to do a couple things when you're coming back. You want to get on top of the heater and pull it. You want to stay on a breaking ball and drive it into a gap. All these start to build, and then you get a change-up away, and you stay through it and whistle it up the chute. Then 2 days later, you get left on left, and you stay up the middle with that as well. Another change-up, and you beat the outfielder over his head. So pause this. As a hitter, you need to see some results when you're coming off an injury, okay? You jump back in the box, you got to recalibrate the heater. You need to start seeing a little bit of success. So you take it back 2-3 days, he starts to check off some of the boxes that he got off to being a little bit slow. Staying inside on lefties, driving a changeup up the middle the other way. These all kind of breed success and lead into last night's first AB. I want to get into it because this is what you do against Tanner Bybee. Oppo pop, heater away, ball. Heater away, ball. Pause this. What do you think he's sitting right here? 2-0. We talk about this all the time. No think. He's sitting middle fastball, and if he doesn't get it, he's willing to go to 2-1. Let's see what Tanner Bybee throws him right here. 0-0, gives it to him. Doesn't cheat to it, stays up the middle the other way, and knows with the wall moved in now that he can drive it Oppo. He's got crazy Oppo juice. Pause this. Bring up the board for me, the hard hit rate. Take a look at the hard hit percentage leader since the start of 2023. It's the best in the game. Judge, Ohtani, Soto, Devers, Acuna, and Gunnar Henderson. Okay, wanted to see if he was doing anything different. Nothing. Side by side, it's pretty spot on. Maybe he's a little narrower in his base in 2025. I don't even know if he's trying to accomplish that. Hands are in the exact same place. Run this. So he's starting to find himself, starting to get hot. I love that Brandon Hyde moved him into the 2 slot. Take that little wild horse out of him and let him see a couple pitches. And I'm telling you, I've been saying this when I watch him. Listen, I don't know if he turns into Chipper Jones and hits 468 homers, goes to the Hall of Fame with a .303 lifetime batting average. But I watched Chipper use a 34.5, 34 Rawlings bat and walk the dog Oppo consistently in Turner Field. And when Gunnar Henderson's going right, it's that heater, roasted the other way, and then pull side on the off speed. Okay. Sugano. Let's dive in. He's been pretty darn good.
Yeah, and they've needed it.
Right? Talk about starting pitching. I want to read his accolades because I don't think people truly realize what he did in the NPB. 3-time Central League, pause this, 3-time Central League MVP, 136 and 74 with a 2.43 and 1,585 Ks in almost 1,900 innings. He's an 8-time All-Star selection. Like I said, 3-time league MVP, 2-time Sawamura Award winner. So this guy he comes over with a mantle full of stuff, and he does it a little bit different, all right? He takes you apart, kind of push and pull. Let's get into it. I want to take you through Steven Kwan's ABs, because when you start to face a guy like Sugano in a game of high velocity, he starts to get you in swing mode. So pause this real quick. 2-0 count right there. You start to think you can handle everything. Then you start to come outside the 17 inches, you start to chase a little bit, and then he's got you. So right there, he went 2-0 changeup to Steven Kwan to start the game off and gives it to him again. Now, Steven's walking back mad at himself. He thinks he should have roasted that ball to left field. But maybe he was trying to go deep because he's seeing it so well, and it's only 91-92. Kind of leads to the second AB. 0-0 curveball. 1-0 curveball back in the zone, and then he gets big, just gets off the barrel and pops up to Jackson Holliday. So he's giving him 3 different looks, right? Give him the changeup, give him the breaking ball, give him the little 92 away. Tries to go backdoor cutter. You can't think along with him. And again, Steven Kwan goes back to the hotel 0 for 3 frustrated because he thinks he should have absolutely torched 2 baseballs, and he goes back. Take a look at the difference. He's got a split, 4-seam, uses his split the most out of any pitch. That's pretty awesome. 86 miles an hour, and he runs the gamut, right? He can touch 95. He can get it down to 75. He gives you 20 miles an hour to think about. Pretty interesting. He has been good for them. And the closer, the mountain, Bautista, starting to figure it out. Listen, this guy in 23 was unhittable. He was 100 to 103. It was splitter. It was the occasional slider. It was shut down.
Intimidating a presence as I've been around.
Yeah, and okay, so pause this. Kind of breeding off Gunnar Henderson starting to find himself.
I love those uniforms, by the way.
He's starting to find himself. Take you back a couple days. Check out the bug, top 9. Big spot. Bo Bichette's gotten off to a hot start. Here we go. Game's on the line. Let me see. Can you get him out? Run it. Little slider down, steals a strike. 0-1. Heater by him at 97. Spikes a split. He's shown you all 3. Devastating slider right there to pick up his first save. You can see what it means to Adley Rutschman and Bautista to have him back out on the mound. And then last night, more of the same. Kind of able to get away with that hanging split because his stuff's starting to explode again. Nasty 89-mile-an-hour splitter right there. Bring up his board because I thought this was interesting. I wanted to see where his fastball velos were. He was living close to 100 miles an hour 2 years ago. 97. The off-speed stuff, more of the same. It's kind of fallen into plane. So give him some time. Give the Orioles some time. We've been a little hard on him early. Gunnar gets right. He becomes the lockdown closer. Sugano looked good. Let's do it.
A setback for Grayson Rodriguez. JP Morosi coming on.
Yeah.
He's going to talk about that coming up.
So the Orioles get their first series win. They now begin another series at home against the Cincinnati Reds.
DeRo.
Yeah.
I was at Tigers camp. I spoke with Spencer Torkelson. He was kind. He was humbled. He was walking around saying, I'm trying to make a team. After 1-1, that's a difficult place to be. It just goes to show and speaks to the work he's put in to get here.
That's why you're the best. That's the first thing I was going to say. Do you know how hard it is, mentally challenging it is to be 1-1? Expectations. Miguel Cabrera hands you his first baseman's glove and says, you're the next guy. And then you struggle a little bit. You get sent down 2 years. You got sent down last year at one point. And to kind of go deep inside yourself and show up and have a monster spring, not knowing where it was going to land, and now you're right in the middle of it. You go 1-1. We've talked about this before. There's something there. You're not Fugazi-ing your way to the first pick in the draft in today's world. There is a big bat in here. There's a big presence in here. So I want to dive in to his at-bats last night. We'll throw to some sound when he was in studio. Mike Lorenzen getting loose off the outer half. Now he's sitting 2-0. He's sitting middle cut heater. I would have swung at that too. So now he's got cutter in his mind. Spits on that. Now he gets his fastball. He's laid on it. He doesn't panic and takes a backdoor sinker that most guys would have struck out on and takes his walk. Next time up, same start. Two-seamer away. Kind of cutter he's trying to come in with. Didn't love the pitch selection, but Spencer loved it. Roasts it down the left field line. I love this. Gets 2 heaters blown right by him by Stratton. 0-0 and 0-1. Shortens up the swing, throw it again. Boom, bullet up the chute. Has really shortened his swing down. He's confident and looks fantastic. He's got 6 homers on the year. Take you through them real quick. Alex Vesia, he loves his heater. We've talked about that. Little split, middle of the zone that fades down that he runs into. Carlos Carrasco, big time power, day game in Comerica. That ball's destroyed. We're going to get into a side angle here in a second, but he came into our studio, and that's why I love doing the skyboxes. And he talked about what he thinks at the plate, and it's like nothing I had ever heard before. And that's the whole feel versus real. Whatever works for you, works for you. Take a listen to this.
In the game, I'm shutting off my legs.
You're shutting off the legs.
I get
Oh,
strong
my.
and stacked in my setup, and then I'm just thinking hands, and naturally I just get in a right spot.
Pause this. I've never heard a professional ball player in my career say, I'm taking my legs out of it. Everything's built from the ground up. But for him, if you read between the lines, he wants to not think about his legs. He wants the rhythm and timing to just flow, and he wants to worry about presenting his hands. It's worked for him. He's been the first pick in the draft. He's one of the most decorated collegiate players, and he's right in the middle of the order of Detroit Tigers. So if there's a kid at home, want to try shutting your legs off, I wouldn't recommend that, but there's somebody out there that it's working for. Now, I think he's into him a little bit, and I can prove it because he's changed his swing a little bit.
It's a nice swing there.
Give me the side-by-side with last year. Pause. I mean, look how wide he is. And he's searching. You're grinding. What do? We talked about this all the time. You get wide, you stick your nose in there, and you're fighting for your life. You get off to a nice hot start, feeling a little sexy at the plate. You narrow up the stance. You get inside back knee, into that back hip, and you let it eat. Run this. Pause. And the difference is very subtle. This back hip right here, talk about this with the kids at home. You want to stay stacked over this back hip. Once you start to chase your stride, you're kind of powerless, and that's where you get beat with the heater. You see him, everything's coming at once. Back hip, back shoulder, behind the baseball, run it. And destroyed. And he has made changes. Lauren, check this out. Stance metrics, we're on this big time. Depth in the box, he's gotten deeper in the box. He's gotten further away from the plate. Distance between feet, he's narrowed him up. His stance angle, he went from 2 degrees open to 16 degrees open. He has made wholesale changes, and it's working.
You say the great ones tinker.
Yep.
Awesome.